Hello, my name's Mallory Leach, and this is my live audience, Mason. Alright, I'm doing my persuasive speech over why school should start later in the morning. Now, like many of you, I'm not a morning person. Having to wake up at 6 a.m. throughout growing up, like going to school every day, was not my favorite thing. I hated it. Now, according to the National Sleep Foundations, adolescents in modern time face widespread sleep deprivation. Chronic sleep deprivation. This lack of sleep in teen years are particularly serious as they spend a good portion of their time in school, which also happens to be the main reason for their sleep deprivation. At school, teens need to stay alert, they need to pay attention, solve problems, retain the information they learn, and develop ways to cope with stress. And this doesn't happen without sleep. Another experiment conducted by Dr. Mary A. Clarkson of Brown University showed that saliva samples taken from older teens that showed melatonin secretions occurred at a later time, which makes it more difficult for them to go to sleep earlier at night. And also, these saliva samples showed that melatonin secretion turned off later in the morning, making it harder to wake up early. Now, teens need 8.5 to 9 hours of sleep every night. However, 2 out of 3 teens get less than 8 hours of sleep per night. And usually, adolescents who do not get enough sleep are more likely to perform poorly in school, or perhaps engage in risky behaviors such as drinking alcohol, smoking tobacco, and using illicit drugs, suffer from depressive symptoms, or they could even be overweight. A great solution to this problem would be to start school an hour or 2 later, as the brain of most teens start working better around 9 or 10 a.m. There are even studies that show that night owls are more aware and perform better in cognitive tests than early birds. Obviously, students are more likely to pay attention if they're more awake in class. I think nearly everybody that has ever been a student can agree that they enjoy school much more being wide awake instead of struggling to stay awake in their classes. I've been there, done that. It's awful. Researchers at Minnesota University analyzed data from more than 9,000 students at 8 high schools in Minnesota, Colorado, and Wyoming, and found that shifting the school's start times later in the morning resulted in a boost in attendance, test scores, and grades in math, English, science, and even history. Schools also saw a decrease in tardiness, substance abuse, which I showed, and symptoms of depression, which I also showed that it could be from sleep deprivation. Even some had a dramatic drop in teen car crashes. Other benefits that even I know would have been helpful to me in high school would be more time to get ready, more time to eat breakfast in the morning, which I had a terrible habit of not doing in fear of being late to school because I like to sleep. And in conclusion, the idea of starting school at a later time would stop requiring adolescents to adhere to a schedule that contributes to widespread sleep deficiencies. And of course, many parents and school officials will likely have their own schedules affected by these changes. But even small delays can have significant effects on the quantity and quality of their sleep, emotional and physical health, and their daily school performance. With all that at stake, it's really worth giving these changes a serious consideration. Thank you.